Oh snap. You know what's coming now, y'all. You know what's coming. Yeah. Get it. Dragon Ball Z. Season 1. Right here. Season 1 review. Coming to you straight from the man cave. My sister's room. I know it's right, man. But this is where I'm chilling for a minute. Hey, got a bed that I can sleep on. Beats the couch. Didn't forget anybody's anniversary, so I'm good for that portion. But yeah, Season 1 Dragon Ball Z. Season 1 review. I mean, I know it's been a minute since it's been out and everything, and I'm sure no one's like, I don't know if I should get it. I gotta look at these reviews. But it's one of those things where I figured I'd talk about. Because I love me my Dragon Ball Z. One of my favorite shows ever. Favorite cartoon, at least. That's for sure. So I'd say it is actually probably my favorite show. Because it's like the show that... I mean, I got The Walking Dead. I know I like that show. But like, I really don't like go back and watch The Walking Dead again. Like, it's one of those shows, like, I really love it when I watch it. But for some reason, I don't go back and really ever want to watch the episodes. All things considered. Not in the way that I like to watch my Dragon Ball Z. I mean, those... You know, the fact that it's like, 44 minutes long, that add this... It makes it tough to, like, want to watch that episode. Because it's like, you gotta divest so much time. For Dragon Ball Z, it's just like, boom. 20-minute long episodes. It's nice. Like, you don't feel like you're totally lost. And they give an awesome last time on Dragon Ball Z. All that good stuff, y'all. Yeah. I mean, you know when you're going into Dragon Ball Z right off the bat, first episode, you're like, things are gonna be different. I haven't seen Dragon Ball actually in full. I'm gonna try to get the seasons sometime soon. They're pretty cheap on Amazon, but I have enough. I mean, you know enough. Like, I know enough. You didn't know that Goku is a Saiyan. You're like, what? He's an alien? Makes sense. He has a tail, and like the show basically just explodes in terms of like content and like the depth of what is to be coming. I mean, there's still that goofiness, but that intensity is like it's over 9,000. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Getting into it, you're like, snap! You got Raditz, this guy coming. The first episode kind of hints at it, but then you're like, Piccolo, this guy who is the, basically the main villain of Dragon Ball, the strongest villain of Dragon Ball. They basically lay the field down, Here's how it's gonna be. Piccolo, just gets made look silly by Raditz, one of those things where he's like, when he first sees Raditz, he just doesn't even stand a chance, gets saved by the bell, so to speak. And then it's just like, you learn that, Goku's a Saiyan, and he just gets whooped. And then it's like, and things are gonna be like, right off the first main fight with Raditz, Goku, and Piccolo, it's like, when Raditz, who's like only has a power of like 1500, power level of 1500, when he's able to move faster than the speed of light, you're like, dang. Which I don't know how, like, not to make this turn this into somewhat of a tangent about the whole Superman versus Goku thing from that death battle. Like, I don't know how Superman could hold a candle. Like, because Goku would be like 75,000 times stronger just as a Super Saiyan by comparison to Raditz. And Raditz, it's like one of those things by the transitive property. Like, Goku should be so much faster than Superman, so much stronger. And yet, like, oh, Superman's so much stronger. I'm like, that is a bunch of barnacles, sir. Superman just kind of gets as strong as they want him to be. I'm like, that's not fair. There's no boundaries or controls. Goku, in a sense, does have boundaries. Even if it's very exasperated and very exaggerated. But that's fine. Yeah, and it's like, there's just so much, like, it's almost tough to handle, because, then you got Goku, that Snake Way, I will admit, I really did not care for, like, much of the time training between. You kind of had to just take it as it is. That's the thing. Dragon Ball Z, there's going to be some filler. There's going to be just some time to just relax. So you don't feel like you have to watch every single episode. Maybe they're kind of like, hey, we're just going to enjoy it a little. But yeah, you know, I'm like, Goku, can you please just get the King Kai's planet? And then it's like, dude has to be chasing Bubbles and Gregory, and you're like, man, let's get on with it. Although when he gets out, man, he's rolling him in the dirt. There's some funny things, like when he once goes to Princess Snake's little place. It's kind of some goofy stuff. He's like, oh, when he's dancing with her, and then he like does like a judo flip because he thinks he's like testing her or something. I don't know. It's some goofy stuff. But yeah, I mean, like there's that one episode that I could have done without, with the orphans and Gohan. I'm like, man, the whole Gohan thing was just, I did not care for it. There was some good to it, like when Piccolo's fighting. When he's fighting, Gohan's fighting Piccolo, it's just some goofy stuff. He's like, we're gonna make him so freaking awesome. He's gonna be the best. And he's just like Piccolo's got this weird, like, I don't know, he's kind of like a bit sadistic. He's very, like, he's watching, like, Tien and Chaozu die, and he's just like, yeah, he's smiling, he's like, awesome. He's like, doesn't care that Yamcha just died, you know. And that's some crazy stuff if you think about it. Like, Gohan experienced people dying, like, in the flesh, like, seeing it. Like, first off, most of us can't even say we've seen someone die in front of us. Just, you know, that in and of itself, let alone die in a horrific way, and, like, you having to be there and everything, and, like, being expected then to perform when you're, like, 6.5. So, that's like, I feel, you gotta feel for him, but it's just like, dang. But when Goku gets there, man, like, a lot of people die. Like, you got, you know, Yamcha, Tien, Chaozu. Yeah, there's spoilers, I forgot to say that, yeah. But, it's just, there's so many people die. But then Goku comes and he tears it up, rolls him in the dirt, tells him what's up, just bang, snap up, bam, that Kaioken, man. Like, that fight then between Goku and Vegeta, just one of my top fights ever. Because it's like, that's the fight that you really get a sense of, like, that intensity. You know, the battle between Raditz and Goku is like, Goku, like, he hadn't gotten time to warm up kind of thing, got him with his pants on the ground. But now he's like, I am gunning for it, I am ready, and I'm doing some damage. And it was intense. And, you know, he had that Kaioken ×4, and it's like, oh, with that Galick Gun. See, I feel like Goku getting whooped up like he did against Raditz was like, we're doing away with that Dragon Ball Bull. We're going into Dragon Ball Z. You gotta get your act together. Let's go. And it's just like, stuff just got crazy. Like, that's how, that moment right there, the Galick Gun and the Kamehameha, it's like so symbolic, you know, the underdog being down there, and Vegeta's oppression trying to, you know, bring Goku down, and yet he's overcoming the obstacles, and it's just, you get so dang jacked, because he's like, I gotta do it up, blowing everything up. Then, though it's kind of like, dang, Vegeta still didn't die. I'm like, I'm trifling. Oh well. Oh well. Though, you know, it's like, you know, and then it's like moving right on to to season 2. You know, I'm not doing that, you know, we're going to Namek, and it's like, bam, get in the spaceship. In Yanzabit Heights. Yeah. I wish they would have made mention of Frieza in season 1 before, because then it's like one of those things where it would have another added layer beyond them just going to Namek. It's like, who's this Frieza guy? I feel like if maybe the Space Children had made mention of it, like, these guys are Frieza? Oh, they must be. You know, it's like, who's Frieza? Oh, snap. Find out next season, kids. Yeah. But, I mean, it's a solid season. It's solid, kids. let's say that, as my man Vegeta puts it,
it's over 9,000! What?
it gets an over 9,000. Yes. Doing my little own thing right there, my little thing right there. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'd say it's definitely one of my. It's a strong enough season outside of those kind of annoying filler aspects. I think it was somewhat still a transitionary season from that of Dragon Ball, so it had that aspect. It starts to do more away with that as the seasons progress, which is nice and becomes more of its own entity as a show. Which, I mean, there's still going to be those humorous points, and you kind of have to just enjoy them as they are, but nonetheless, it's good times. So, if you haven't seen Dragon Ball Z, the first season, go get it. I mean, Amazon, wherever. It's good stuff. I mean, the show, a lot of things you take for granted, like flying, the Kamehameha, that they just do. It's like that was big stuff in Dragon Ball. So now it's like, all these little things here and there. But yeah, so it's interesting. It's very cool. I like it. But you don't feel like, if you haven't watched Dragon Ball, you're like, well, what is it? They do a good job about kind of easing people into all that. So, yeah. Watching Season 2 right now, so I'll tell you guys how I feel about Season 2 come the time I finish. I mean, I've already watched it twice, so yeah. Well, but the third time's the charm, kiddos. Well, for now, I'll leave you with this. So, see ya, and you take care, kids.